Summarizing. Before we tackle about step by step on how to do a summarization, let's talk about what is summarization. Summarization, it is a text in which these facts or ideas are expressed. Let's proceed to the steps on how to make a good summarization. Step 1. Read or watch the source material to prevent the liable to miss something important or essential. Step 2. Make a list of key points. It helps you to choose your memory at first to save time that less of a priority. Step 3. Write a summary in your own words. It is best to use original language to make it your own, and also you can understand your own summary. Step 4. Edit and cut what's unnecessary. Removing unnecessary information gives you more room and ideas to elaborate on the main points.
I am teaching you how to write a thesis statement. But first, what is a thesis statement? Thesis is a statement that summarizes your topic and declare your position in it. It needed to be summarized well because you're giving the reader the main points of your thesis. The summary should include what are the result, conclusion, and recommendation that the thesis presents. Thesis statement tells the readers what the paper will explain, analyze, or argue. It's also a roadmap for the paper. In other words, it tells the reader what to expect from the rest of the paper. There are three steps in writing a thesis statement. Step 1 is writing a research question. Writing a research question will help you set out what it is you want to answer and gives you a clear focus and purpose. Reminder that all research questions should be complex enough to develop the answer over the space of paper or thesis. For example, why some parents are strict. Step 2. Step 2 is to write your initial answer. After some initial research, you can formulate a tentative answer to this question. At this stage, it can be simple and it should be guide the process of research and writing. Example, some strict parents have expectations. The step 3 is developing your answer. In this, you need to consider why this is your answer and how you will convince your teacher. I, how will how will you convince your reader to agree with you? As you read, as you read more about the topic and how more about it, your answer should be more detailed. The final thesis statement doesn't just state your position but summarize your overall arguments. Example, parents have high expectations in their children. That's why they're strict to them. Because parents tend to put a lot of expectation on their kid to become better people and do better things than they did.
Summarizing and thesis statement. So now I'm here to give you a tutorial on how to make an outline. But first, let's talk about outlining. What is outlining? Outlining is like making a map which would act as a guide when reading and would help in visualizing your ideas without getting confused. So, in making an outline, the first thing you have to do is to conceptualize. Think of ideas and concepts you want to add to your paper. Then, you sort all the ideas that are related to each other and you categorize them. And after putting them together, you organize each idea in a logical order. Because when you arrange it in some sort of order, it becomes easier for the readers to understand the main ideas presented in the outline. Then, you label your ideas with headings and subheadings. And lastly, you make a draft of your outline so it would be easier to make it later. And before you make an outline, you must think to yourself first. What do you want your reader to understand? What type of people will be reading your outline? Why are you making this outline? For what purpose? And also, when creating your outline, you need to make it as clear as possible. So, the best way to do that is by first making sure your headings are parallel. Second, each headings should be as significant as the others. Third, the heading should be somewhat broad when compared to the subheadings. And lastly, each headings each heading should at least have two subheadings. Also, when making outlines, you should make sure to place the title at the center above the outline. And you should also make sure that every level of the outline must at least have two items, one, one and two, and A and B. Each numeral and letter should have periods. Newer levels of outline should be invented, and make sure that every first letter of each item is capitalized. So, this is an example of an outline. The title is Healthy Lifestyle. The thesis: without a doubt, maintaining a healthy lifestyle is highly beneficial, increasing our immunity towards illness, enhancing one's physique, and having higher stamina. So our first heading is health related activities, and its subheadings are A, jogging, B, working out, C, cleaning the house. And our second heading is eating healthy foods. Our subheadings is A, eating vegetables, B, eating fruits, C, eating foods that are high in protein. And our last heading is maintaining healthy habits. Our subheadings are A, drinking at least 8 glasses of water a day, B, not smoking, C, making sure that you have at least 8 hours of sleep. And that is all. Thank you very much for listening until the end.